Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, where everything you're about to hear and see has been done in one take. I'm your host, the One Take Man. This is the most clickbaity title I've ever given a video, I freely admit that, but by the end of this video you will see that the title is actually well warranted. If you've been on the internet for any amount of time, or have had a boss slash supervisor who is just the right amount of both quirky and ruthless, you might have heard in your life about the Myers-Briggs personality types. I won't really describe them, I won't really say what characterizes them. You can very easily find that out online if you're really interested. For now, what you need to know about the MBTI, or the Myers-Briggs type indicator, is that according to the theories pertaining to it, people can be divided among or classified into one of 16 personality types. And each of these personality types is named after a specific four-letter combination. And now, some of you, especially those who hear about it for the first time, might think, huh, that sounds cool. And the rest of you are like, yeah, we know it's bullshit. What's your point? And admittedly, this is not this is not new ground on YouTube. I'm not the first channel to make a video critiquing the Myers-Briggs types. Off the top of my head, both Rachel Oates and Vox have already made videos about the meaninglessness of the Myers-Briggs personality theory. What you might not know is, even if you've seen those videos, is that those videos only approach the simplified version of the Myers-Briggs personality theory. Those who look at it a little bit more in depth know that it's not as simple as it initially appears. It's easy to look at a four-letter combination, and then upon learning that there are two possibilities per per letter, that all the Myers-Briggs theory does is describe you across four binaries which might not necessarily fit or be accurate or be truly consistent all the time. But in actuality, those who, as I said, those who study the Myers-Briggs types a little bit more in depth know that it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's not about sorting you on a 2x4 grid, not exactly. More, those four letters are a code which describes which 4 of 8 cognitive functions you employ and how you prioritize them. Some of you right now might be thinking, that is not what the institutes making money off the Myers-Briggs types describe. My reply to that is, they are profit-driven enterprises pushing unsubstantiated niche theories about personality. Intellectual honesty is not their strong suit. If you look at the more specialized literature concerning the Myers-Briggs types, you will find that it is all about cognitive functions and about their interplay. Some of you might be thinking, okay, so what is then the problem with the Myers-Briggs types? Well, in order to describe that, I need to briefly go into a secondary topic, a little bit more abstract, namely qualia. As far as I know, the word qualia can be used both as a singular and a plural, but I'll mainly use it as a plural. So, what are qualia? In short, qualia are a philosophical concept which describes the impression an object leaves on the mind of an observer. As an example, I'll use this phone. It has a color. I call that color black, and more than likely, so do you. When I think of the word black, there is a specific image that comes up in my head. And more than likely, the same thing happens in your head. You have a specific image of what black looks like. But do we have the same impression when looking upon the same object? Like, we can both point at the object and say it's black. But if I were to look at the impression that impression or the image that appears in your head when I say black, would it be the same as the image that comes up in my head when me, you, or someone else says black? That's basically what qualia are. They are basic building blocks which describe the conceptualization people have of the world around them. Conceptualizations which others may or may not share. And this is what the cognitive functions describe. They describe how people build or rather create and use these qualia that they that they assimilate. I'm not sure if they are scientific. I'm not sure if qualia are scientifically proven or how exactly they can be scientifically proven, but they are still worthy of consideration. At least I'll say. And there are definitely philosophers who can come up with at least one possible application. For example, philosophy of mind. That's actually a pretty big topic in philosophy and has been for quite a while now. Regardless, what is therefore the problem with the Myers-Briggs types? Well, if you haven't been able to piece it together by now, I'll just say it. That even if, and I recognize that that's a pretty big if, even if the human brain works exactly as the Myers-Briggs type theory says it does, then your Myers-Briggs type still doesn't describe your personality. It merely describes how you think about the world, or how you build and use your own impressions of the world in order to navigate within it. Describing your personality with your Myers-Briggs type is like describing a painting by only talking about the frame, the canvas, or the quality of the paints used. You're not talking at all about the color of the paints, about the layout of the paint on the canvas, or about the effects that these layouts generate. It's kind of trippy when you think about that. The fact that your Myers-Briggs type only describes your brain's predilections, but your personality isn't your brain's predilections. Your personality is how your consciousness reacts to your predilections. It's a little more complex and kind of trippy to think about. So does that mean that the Myers-Briggs types themselves are useless? Well, not exactly. Or at least they're not more useless than some people already thought they were. If nothing else, they could still be an interesting point for self-development. And if used correctly, it could give you insights into how other people conceptualize the world and what it is that they look for and value when it comes to setting priorities and goals. But that's a discussion for another time. For now, this video is done. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, sorry about that. If you did, then please leave a like. Maybe even share this video wherever you think other people will like it as well. If you have anything you'd like to add to what I just said, the comment section awaits your input. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube asks of you in order to keep you notified. Until next time, I have been the One Take Man.